Welcome to another edition of Takedown DFS's UFC picks. We got Rob Font versus Cody Garbrandt. We got another fight night coming up. We had a great card last week. Oliveira versus Chandler ended up in a lot of fireworks, a lot of crazy fights. I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys. A lot of the 50-50 fights, I had Pickett to beat Wright. I had some Wright, lean more Pickett. That cost me there. But with the a lot of the fights, we got a lot of right. I had Oliveira, like I said, to lock him in 100% in the captain spot. But another one that hurt was Jacare Souza getting his arm caught and actually snapped, which was disgusting. The way that happened. But we got most of the fights right, so let's try and get them all right this time. It's gonna be tough. It's a 13-fight card, but did my research. I'm gonna let you guys know, and I'm gonna try and go a little quicker this time because the videos have been running a little long. So I'm going to try and run through these fights and tell you which guys are perfect for the FANDUEL DFS slate. So let's get into the fights and let's take down once again. Let's go on to the first fight. So we got Rafael the Turn Alves versus Damir Ismagulov. Ismagulov is actually the biggest favorite on this card. He's minus 650 against plus 440, which is a huge favorite. I haven't seen a favorite like that in a while. And to go the distance, it's minus 148 to plus 118. And Ismagulov is the highest price person at $23. And Rafael Alves is tied for the cheapest at $8. So Alves is a killer be killed fighter. He goes in for it, and but he also does die down as the fight progresses. So that's the type of fighter he is. While Ismagulov is definitely well-rounded, and he dominates his competition. He's won a lot of 10-8 rounds. I think he had a fight where he won 30-25 on a judge's scorecard, which is unbelievable. So, yeah, I think that this is a tune-up fight for Ismagulov. I'm not going to go too much into this, where Alves is explosive, and he is great with his submissions, but it's going to be a lot for a well-rounded fighter in Damir Ismagulov. So, if Ismagulov can survive that first round. Like, he's been off for a while. He hasn't fought in quite some time. So if he can actually, fight off the first round and get the cobwebs off, which might be a little tough, but if he could do that, he should coast in this fight. So I take Damir Ismagulov. I think he has a chance to finish here, but I'd say he goes to a decision. I think he just dominates him, lays on top of him, strikes, does wherever the fight needs to go, and wins this fight. But that's the way I have it. I have Ismagulov winning. A lot of people will. I just don't know if I can pay it for that $23 price point. We'll see as this goes on. But if I don't think it's going to end in a finish like that, I know he's going to dominate, but I just don't know if he's going to pay off. Like, I think you're going to get the win, so you might want to, if you land in that thing, if you like a lot of underdogs, then yeah, I have no reason to not go for it. But I think I'm going to lean other ways. So on to the next fight. We got Yancy Medeiros versus Damir Hadzovich. Hadzovich is minus 134 to Medeiros is plus 110. Hadzovich is an $18 price point, and Medeiros is $13 on FanDuel. And to go the distance is minus 122 to minus 108 to not. Damir is a good boxer, and he doesn't like to be on the ground. And Yancy can be tentative or go in all-out wars, so you don't know what you're going to get in this Yancy fight. So if he takes it to him, this could be a fight of the night where they both are striking and it's a great fight. But you just don't know with Yancy. He could be very tentative now as he progresses in his fight career. I'm just concerned about the durability of Medeiros. As he's fought and as he's grown, his durability has gotten much worse. So I think that Hadzovich, the way that how good he is as a boxer, if this is primarily on the feet, Hadzovich is way more durable, and I think he's gonna end up winning this fight. That's why it's even to go the distance or not, or in the finish. So I think Hadzovich is gonna piece him up on the feet and eke out a decision. That's the way I see this going. But for the chance of him getting a finish, I like it. It's price point at $18. Yancy's been good, but it's a toss-up fight here. I just think that Hadzovich is going to be able to, he knows that he's going to be able to strike with this guy, so he just needs to stop those takedowns, and I think that's what he's going to be searching for. So you could take Yancy Medeiros in a flyer to where I think it's going to be a decision. I don't think he's going to be outright crazy decision, so because the line is so close. But Gantry Medeiros could be one of your cheap flyers, but I'm going to lean Damir Hadzovich winning this in the decision, and if you land on that price point, I'm fine with that, but I'm not going to go out searching for Hadzovich in my lineups. So, on to the next fight. We got Joshua Coolabao versus, I'm going to try this name out, Shailin Nurdinbike. This is one of his foreign fighters. He's making his debut against the Australian and Josh Coolabao. Josh Coolabao is minus 265 at a $21 price point to Shailin Nurdinbike at $10 price point, and he's plus 210. To go the distance is minus 150. To nod is plus 106. From what I know about this guy, Shailin guy, he wants to go for the takedown. He wants to do that over and over again and just keep taking his opponent down and getting on top of him. So that's the way he's going to look to win this fight. Coolabao can get overwhelmed with volume. I just don't think Shailin's the guy to do that. Coolabao is a really good striker, and Shailin won't want to strike with him. So I don't think he has a choice, though. I think he's going to have to. So Shailin could wrestle his way to a victory, but I think Coolabao is just a better fighter, and I think he has actually a chance to finish this because the guy making his debut is going to try and go for it and do all that stuff, which could lead to some poor decision making. You're not in the UFC yet. You don't know. You're getting your cobwebs off, everything. So I think Coolabao should dominate this fight. That's how I see it going. I like Coolabao to win. I just don't know if he's going to get the finish at $21. I'll definitely have some of them because I think there is a chance, even though it's favored to go to decision, I think there is a chance that he could finish him in this by just staying on the feet. He can keep going for takedown defenses. Kind of like how Jordan Wright did it to Jamie Pickett, where he keeps going in for the takedown defense, throw some elbows, push back, get a few shots in. I think Coolabao could win this fight. So I'm going to take Coolabao to win the fight, and I don't know if I'm going to be going up for him. I think I like a lot of fights better, but I think take Coolabao to win by decision, the chance of a knockout. So in GPPs, I wouldn't mind paying 21 for him. So I'm going to go on to the next fight. So we've got Bruno Silva at minus 355 against Victor Rodriguez plus 270. Bruno Silva is $22, the second highest priced fighter on the card. Victor Rodriguez is $9. He's one of the cheaper fighters on the card. And to go the distance is plus 158. To not is minus 210. So they think this is going to end in a finish, and I do as well. So Victor Rodriguez, not a lot known about him. He's a southpaw Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist that throws everything into every single punch. Like, he's going to go out there and he just takes his shots and throws it like he's looking for the knockout every single punch he gets. He needs to finish early. So there's guys like that, they tire out easily. They don't have as much power in their shots, and that's what he's going to be trying to do. Bruno was never, I never thought he was that great of a fighter until this last fight against JP Bays, the prospect, where he just overwhelmingly dominated him. He was a very smart fight on his part. And he put on a clinic against him. That's pretty much what he did, and it's made a lot of people think, wow, he's actually better than we thought. So, that's the thing with Bruno is he can take this guy down or he can stand and bang. And this guy with his power, I don't think Bruno's going to be scared of that. And he's going to fight smart and not let him get that shot. So you could take Victor Rodriguez as a flyer at $9 in a GPP to maybe fit the rest of your lineup if you think he gets that early first-round knockout, because that's going to score very well. But I just think it's going to be another clinic for Bruno Silva. Take him down, get him back up, hit him a few times, and then by the third round, that guy's gonna be so tired that maybe he'll finish it off. But I think that this is definitely a better chance to finish off than the other ones I was talking about. So I'm gonna say that Bruno Silva finishes this fight late. Is it enough to outscore all these fighters? Maybe. But yeah, I'll definitely have some Bruno Silva. Definitely have more than the last guy and Joshua Coolabao. But I'm not going to go searching out for this because it's $22 when I think there's a couple of $20 and $19 fighters that have the same chance of knocking out for me. So I'm going to definitely be, if I'm paying up, in that range for Ismagulov, Coolabao, and Silva. I lean Silva out of the three. But at the same time, it's not something I'm looking too crazily into. So on to the next fight. We've got two old guys here. You got Court McGee at -110 versus Claudio Silva at -110. Even fight. Court McGee is the $15 fighter, and Claudio Silva is the $14 fighter, and it's -136 to go the distance. Court McGee is a durable guy with cardio, so that's what he's been around. He's fought and he's endured a lot of tough competition. And Court's still competitive, but he's on his way out. And you've seen a lot with these on his way out fighters. Cerrone looks like he's on his way out. Sad to see it, but Ferguson looks like he might be on his way out soon. Not just yet, but soon. Jacare Souza last week. He's not in the rankings anymore, so he's about to be cut. Just a little FYI there. But Court will bring the fight to Claudio and look for some takedowns. So I like the fighters that push forward in these close fights, because if it comes to a decision, judges tend to lean with the guy that's moving forward, not the guy that's countering. So Silva needs a win to be relevant. McGee needs it to stay around. So it's pretty much a battle of wills here, and that's what's a toss-up. So I don't really want, like a lot of these fights where they have split ownership at this $15 and $14 price range, you want to have one of the sides, but I don't think, if I don't have to, I don't want to go to this fight. But I'm going to lean Court McGee because he's going to be the guy moving forward, but don't have that great of a lean on this fight, so I just don't want it if I don't need to be there. But I'm going to lean Court McGee to be the more durable fighter that's going to go around and maybe eke out a win and get you 70 to 80 points. So I'm going to lean Court McGee here, but if I don't land on this range, I'm definitely not going to be going out looking for it. So on to the next fight. Moving through these. Take a sip. We've got Ben Rothwell at -325 versus Chris Barnett at $8. One of the cheapest fighters on the card. $20 Ben Rothwell versus $8 Chris Barnett. And it's +140 to go to the distance and -180 to not. So Chris Barnett, you're going to hear about this guy all week. This guy, I'm sad that his picture's not up on here right now, but this guy is about 5'9", a heavyweight that's crazy athletic. You're not going to see a heavyweight like this. He'll throw spinning back flicks, spinning kicks. And if he ends this fight in a finish, it's going to probably be a SportsCenter top 10 play. Like, this guy is a finisher that is crazy athletic. So he has athleticism in the heavyweight division, but Rothwell has one of the best chins in the division. He's only been knocked out, and I think that was his first fight in the UFC. And he has not been knocked out since. And he ate clean shots from Junior Dos Santos. So that's why he's a -325 favorite against this athletic, crazy guy that's coming in here. But the thing with Ben Rothwell, though, for fantasy-wise, is he's been in a few boring fights to where he'll just grapple you against the cage, try and take you down, lay on you, press you up against the cage, and he doesn't score well. Like his last fight, he only scored like 50-something fantasy points, which is not good for a $20 fighter. But the thing is, though, it's a heavyweight fight to where if this guy's trying to do the athletic stuff and Rothwell catches him, he could get a first-round finish, and that would score amazingly well. So I think I'm going to take the risk and pay a few Ben Rothwell, but I think on some of the ones where I'm not playing him, I'm going to go Chris Barnett. Hopefully he gets that finishing move and does that crazy athletic spinning back fist and does something to maybe jamble him up, and then he could land a few more shots and he lands a combo or something. But this guy Chris Barnett is going to be fun to watch, definitely fun to watch, and hopefully it's even if he doesn't win, if he can last 5 rounds with Ben Rothwell and he scores 40 to 50, you could win slates like that. I've seen him tell you the slates get taken down by an $8 fighter, the cheapest fighter on the card that lost but scored well. So I don't think Chris Barnett's going to go down too easily. Ben Rothwell definitely will not. So at $8, you can play anyone. So I'm going to take a little bit more Chris Barnett than I do Ben Rothwell, but I'm not going to write Rothwell off because -325 favorite, and this is just my lean. So I think Vegas knows what they're doing. But at the same time, it's this guy's a different fighter, and the style could mess him up. So we'll see. I'm going to lean Chris Barnett at the $8 price tag, heavier on him, but I think Ben Rothwell is going to make this a boring fight. So I'll take the cheaper guy. We've got Ricardo Ramos versus Bill Algio. Bill Algio is the -122 favorite to Ricardo Ramos at +100. Ramos is $14 to Bill Algio $16. And it's -182 to go to the distance. Ramos is a guy that a lot of people say has a high ceiling, and Bill Algio is a guy that he's not going to be able to fight the top tier competition, but Ramos is in the top tier competition, so that's where this comes into a thing where I think Ramos has the potential to be a top guy in this division, where Bill Algio, I think, is kind of capped out at a certain point. But Ramos doesn't have much power. He doesn't deal with pressure very well. He can't volume because his cardio is not that good, so he'll throw single shots. Even when he hits him with a good shot, he only throws one at a time. He's not going to keep going with multiple shots. So he's going to be there just flinging these shots out there, and it's not going to be able to finish quite well. So, but Algio's rangy and awkward, and he throws good kicks. So I think that's where I'm going to lean in this fight, to where he's going to be able to throw some of the kicks to get him off his game. And Ramos is just going to be throwing these little one punches. And it's going to go to a decision where Algio is going to win. So if Algio is able to throw some kicks, get some counters in, do all that stuff, and Ramos is only throwing these one punches at a time and doesn't have much power, and this stays upright, I think Bill Algio is going to win at $16. You can go there. I think you're going to get a winner at $16. But at the same time, there's probably better plays. But if you're landing this range and you want a guy, I'll take Bill Algio. I think I'd take him over, where is it? Who's that fighter? Court McGee. Yeah, I think I lean Bill Algio over Court McGee here. But it's a toss-up there. So if you land in that price range, you can't go wrong with either guy. I think they both win. But, yeah, I'm going to lean Bill Algio here to get the win, because Ramos doesn't have too much output. So let's go on to the main card. Main card starts off with Jack Hermansson versus Edmund Shabazzian. Jack Hermansson is a -152 favorite to Edmund Shabazzian at +124. And Jack Hermansson is $20 to Shabazzian's $11. This is +225 to go the distance, so they think definite decision here. Hermansson doesn't want to strike this whole fight. He's going to look for takedowns. He's going to grapple. That's what he's going to do. It's a Hermansson fight. It was tough last fight because he fought Marvin Vettori. So that's a guy you do not want to fight. Now he's fighting for a title again. So, yeah, he's fought a lot of tough competition. Edmund tires out in his fights. And he's known to panic, to where he panics and tries to wrestle even though he's not a good wrestler. And that's where he lost his last fight, because he panicked. And Hermansson has fought the better competition, and I think he's better. But he could get the knockout, Hermansson. He could get the finish if this guy panics. But I think it's just going to be a fight where it's just back and forth, and Hermansson's just eking out these rounds. And I think he's going to be very heavily owned because of his name. So I don't think you could full fade him, because if he does go off, then you're screwed. But I think there's leverage in going under on him, because Edmund could find the shot and knock him out. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Hermansson just ekes out a decision here. But for $20, I don't need a guy that's going to eke out a decision when I just told you two $16 and $15 fighters that are going to eke out a decision. So I'm going to lean Hermansson here to get the win by decision. Don't think he's going to pay out the $20 price point, because there's another $20 fighter I like a lot more later. And I'm going to lean Hermansson here with that by decision, but there's definitely other fighters you're going to want in this range. On to the next one, David Dvorak at -162 to Raulian Pivo. Yeah, Raulian Pivo. Dvorak is, Pivo's +132. Dvorak is $18 to Pivo's $12. This is -205 to go the distance. And Dvorak is the complete package. He's good on the feet. He's good grappling. He's good wrestling. He's just a complete fighter. He's one of those fighters that you say that guy's got it all. And he has big, big leg kicks. And I love leg kicks, because you see what the leg kicks do to some of the best fighters, what Poirier did to McGregor and so on. And there you go. That's the thing in today's UFC. You need leg kicks. Pivo's a great striker, but he's been outstruck in a couple of his losses. So he's a good striker, but he can get hit. So I just think this fight where you look at two guys that are going to strike, but you got the guy that has the outs to go somewhere else, and I think he's at the same level of striking. So he's more well-rounded, better wrestler, going to leg kick, and I think Dvorak gets the win here. So I'd take him at $18 over some of the $20 fighters that I think that are going to get a decision also. I think he gets the decision, but I think he could do enough to where he's that. And if he compromises that leg, you've seen it before where people that you didn't think were going to finish, get a finish because the leg's compromised. So I could see Dvorak taking him to the ground and putting him down, or kicking his leg so hard that he doesn't want to fight with him and getting him out of there. But I'm going to take Dvorak at $18 by decision. And I think he's a good play if you land on that salary tag. On to the next fight. We got Felicia Spencer, minus 178, versus Norma Dumont at plus 144. $21 for Felicia, $11 for Norma. And it's minus 140 to go the distance, which is a little bit closer to a decision for a women's fight. But still has it favored it to go to the decision. Felicia has been up against the best of the best. And she didn't get knocked out by Amanda Nunes, which is honestly incredible. And Dumont needs to stop takedowns and outstrike her. That's how she wins this fight. And this line actually opened at like minus 350 or something, from what I've heard. And it's moved all the way to minus 178. So they know something, or the line, or the public, or that's where it's getting tricky here, to where at $21, I don't think I want to pay for Felicia Spencer if I don't think she's going to finish her. But she could dominate her because she's fought way tougher competition, fought with the best of the best, lost to them, which there's nothing diminishing her talent, but fought with the best of the best, and then it has what's it called? Beat the rest of the opponents. So like she's definitely a step above, but if they stay upright and she stops the takedowns, Dumont could probably outstrike her. So this is a tough fight where I'm going to lean a little bit to I'm going to lean Felicia Spencer by decision. I think that she could, like, this fight goes one of two ways. Felicia Spencer absolutely dominates her, goes down, controls her, throws her around, and this fight just is boring and beats her up and scores well, but not well enough for that price tag. Or Dumont comes out there, blocks some takedowns, get a bunch of takedown defense, strikes, and outstrikes her on the feet and wins decision. And at $11, I'll take that. So I'm going to take the one outcome of the $11 outcome and just bet on that. And fade probably Felicia Spencer, except for a few lineups if we're making a bunch. But I'm going to take the underdog here for the cheaper price tag, so you can pay up for some of the other guys that you like. So if you go down here, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on Norma Dumont. Next, we have two heavyweights. Justin Tafa, minus 188, versus Jared Vanderaa at plus 152. We have Justin Tafa at $20 and Vanderaa at $10. This is plus 215 to go the distance, so they think it ends in a finish because it's minus 290 to not go the distance. Tafa is a striker. He likes to strike. He'll walk into punches a little stupidly, like his one fight against Jorgen, where he literally walked into an overhand right, which made him lose that fight. But Tafa's a striker. Vanderaa will look to wrestle. So in this fight, Tafa has had very bad defense before. Literally walked into the punch with Jorgen De Castro. He literally dipped into his punch. And Vader is an old school heavyweight that has power and wrestling, but struggles to versus the top competition. And Tafa's beat some guys, but I don't think he's anywhere close to top competition. To where Vader is going to have the reach advantage, the height advantage, and this guy has been on record, Vanderaa, in saying he wants to beat Gaethje's leg kick records, and this guy throws leg kicks. I just said before I liked leg kicks. I just said that Tafa walks into punches. I think that the minus 188 on Tafa winning, yeah, okay. This guy could just run around punching, and somehow get a knockout. So you don't want to have none. But I'm definitely going to be higher than the field on Vandera because he has the reach, the height advantage, and was in a leg kick. And if this is standing up and Tafa doesn't want to be on the ground and he compromises his leg, well, guess what, buddy? You're on the ground. And I think there's a way that Vandera can finish this fight. And if you can get a finish from a $10 fighter, that's amazing. So I'm going to lean Jared Vandera to get the win here. I'm going to land on him to get the win by finish. And for a $10 fighter, I would be overweight on that. So definitely want to have some of Tafa in case it's the other way around. He gets hit with that shot and Vandera goes down because that definitely could happen. But I like Vandera to get the finish here. And $10, so you're going to want some of him. Next fight is Yan Xiaonan versus Carla Esparza, the Cookie Monster. Xiaonan is minus 130 to Esparza's plus 106. Xiaonan $17 to Esparza's 14. This is minus 350 to go to decision, so it's going to decision. Xiaonan has been running through her competition, and Carla has inched out a lot of her victories after losing her belt. This is a fight where I think that the UFC looks at this and they look at it as a former belt holder versus a future belt holder. And that's how I'm looking at it as well. Carla's going to need to wrestle and get on top to win this. And the odds have actually been moving in Carla's favor because Xiaonan opened actually as a bigger favorite. So they think that that could happen for her. But Xiaonan is very good. This is a tough fight for Carla because she's a well-rounded fighter and she's going to be great at takedown defense. She's going to strike with her. And Carla's not going to want any of that with the striking. So I think Yan Xiaonan is going to eke out a decision here. And at $17, I'm fine with that if you land on that. But there is a realm where Carla gets the finish here. And Carla, I mean, not gets the finish, but ekes out a decision with the wrestling of her and gets on top. To where you can take the flyer on Carla Esparza at $14, but I think I'll take some of the cheaper guys. And I'm going to lean on Xiaonan getting a decision win here to where I'm not going to go out and get Xiaonan in my lineups. But you could rack up takedown defenses and score close to 100. So if you land on that, I'm completely fine with that. So I'm going to lean Xiaonan Yan getting the win by decision here. And at $17, I'm fine with that at that price tag. So on to the main event. We've got Rob Font versus Cody No Love Garbrandt. $18 for Rob Font, $20 for Cody Garbrandt. Rob Font minus 118 versus Cody Garbrandt minus 104. Toss-up fight, and it's plus 225 to go the distance. Minus 310 to end in the finish. So another fight, I think there's an end in the finish. So this fight is two primary boxers. The last time we had a fight like that was Holloway Cater, where Holloway went off for like 195 or 225, I think, fantasy points, and was just beating him up for 5 rounds. To where I think this is that fight if it goes to 5 rounds, but I don't think that happens. I think someone's getting knocked out, and Cody Garbrandt should let you know that someone's getting knocked out because Cody Garbrandt is a killer big kill guy. He will KO someone or get KO'd. And Cody Garbrandt's chin is not the best, but his striking is amazing. But these guys don't leg kick either. So these guys are just going to be striking, going back and forth. Significant strikes in this fight is going to be off the charts. They're going to be throwing, they could be 200, if this goes 5 rounds, they could go 200 strikes a piece. This thing is going to go on the feet, and they're just going to stand and bang with each other. And Cody Garbrandt, his nickname is No Love for a reason. He's not going to back down. He's just going to go out there and just not respect his opponent and just keep going and throwing shots. But I just think that Cody Garbrandt is liable to make a little bit more mistakes to where if Rob Font, because if Rob Font hits him with a good one, Cody Garbrandt thinks he needs to get one back. And I don't think that's the case. But Cody Garbrandt's going to be there throwing, and he throws heavy shots. Rob Font throws shots too, and comes down who could hit clean first. Where this is a toss-up fight, but the thing that sucks, they're both high-priced options, and you need the winner. So I think I'm going to lean Cody Garbrandt here. Even though he has a bad chin, I think his striking and him with those shots, I think if he lands clean on Rob Font's chin early in this fight, it's not going to be good for Rob Font, but could help him the other way. So where this is a fight where I'm going to take the lean on Cody Garbrandt. Not to say that Rob Font can't win this, but I'm going to lean with Cody Garbrandt. And you need the winner of this fight. So if you're making 10 lineups, I'd go 6-4, 7-3, something like that. 5-5 if you want. But you're going to need the winner of this fight because whoever's winning is going to score like 100 and something. And whoever's losing still could score like 80 something. So you might not be dead if you have the loser. But yeah, the winner's going to score a boatload of points. I'm just telling you that much now. So it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be amazing to watch. You're going to see a banger. Hopefully it's like Holloway and Cater, to where they both stand and bang until someone goes down. And Cater didn't want to go down, so I think one of these guys will. I'm going to lean Garbrandt by KO. So let's get a great card here. Make sure to follow my socials for... Now NBA playoffs have begun, so I'm going to be making a video for the NBA playoffs. The other night I gave out Keldon Johnson and Dylan Brooks, who helped take down the winning lineup. And baseball's been killing it as well. I gave out the stack the other day that went out for 14 runs. That was the takedown also. So if you want some takedowns, I would follow my socials and subscribe here. So follow my socials at Twitter at TDownDFS, and the rest, Instagram, TikTok, and... Instagram and TikTok are Takedown DFS. And here at Takedown DFS, make sure to like and subscribe and comment below who you have winning the fights. We'll have a discussion. Thank you for watching, and let's take down.